Scene opens in a psychiatric ward. The setting is stark, sterile, and oppressive. Patients sit in a semicircle under dim, flickering fluorescent lights. A clock ticks loudly, heightening the tense atmosphere. Dr. Monroe sits at the center, her notepad poised.
Thank you for sharing, everyone. Today, Daniel has something he'd like to talk about. Daniel, whenever you're ready.
Daniel, a thin, jittery man with hollow eyes, sits slouched in his chair. He fidgets with his fingers, avoiding eye contact. His voice is deep set, with a hint of raspiness.
Okay, here it goes. I don't really know where to start. It's hard to talk about, but here we are. Maybe if I say it out loud, I'll stop hearing it.
He glances around at the group, his voice trembling as he continues.
It started 3 years ago. I was riding my bicycle on a Saturday morning when a seemingly plain-looking mirror caught my eye. It wasn't anything special at first, just a mirror. Someone had thrown it out, left it on the curb. The frame was beautiful, though. Dark wood, carved vines twisting all the way around it, like it had grown out of the ground itself.
He takes a shaky breath, running his hand through his hair.
I don't know why I took it home. I just felt like I had to. The first night, I noticed something was off. I was brushing my teeth when I saw it. A shadow. Just standing there, behind me. I then spun around and saw nothing. Brushed it off, telling myself I was tired.
He leans forward, with his voice growing more urgent.
But then it happened again, and again. The second night, I was in bed when I heard it. A tapping sound. Faint at first, like raindrops on a window. I thought it was coming from outside, but then I realized it wasn't. It was coming from the mirror.
The other patients shift uncomfortably. Daniel's voice cracks as he continues.
The tapping got louder, more insistent. Like someone was trapped inside and wanted out. I tried to move the mirror. Dragged it into the hallway, locked it in the closet. But that didn't stop it. Wherever I put it, the tapping followed me. And then I started seeing her.
The other patients shift uncomfortably. Daniel's voice cracks as he continues.
She wasn't like you or me. She was pale, just too pale. Her eyes, they were dark, bottomless even, like they could swallow you whole. She stood behind the glass, staring at me, her head tilted, like she was trying to figure me out. And then she smiled.
He shudders, his voice dropping to a near whisper.
But it wasn't a human smile. It was too wide and too sharp. I tried to cover the mirror, but no matter what I did, the sheet would be on the floor by morning. It wouldn't let me hide it.
Daniel, when is it that you felt like you were starting to lose control?
Daniel, his voice breaking.
It wasn't long after that. I started waking up in strange places. The kitchen, the bathroom floor. Once, I woke up standing in the hallway, staring straight in the mirror. My hands were pressed against the glass. And then, the messages started appearing.
His hands clench into fists, his knuckles turning white.
They were scratched into the mirror, like claw marks. Do it. That's all it said over and over again. Do it. At first, I didn't know what it meant. But every day, the scratches got deeper. And then, one night, a name appeared.
And what name is that, Daniel?
Daniel, barely audible.
Sarah.
The room falls silent. Daniel's voice wavers, tears streaming down his face.
She was my neighbor. Sweet, kind, always smiled at me. Always asked how I was doing.
Hello.
She didn't deserve what happened. But the mirror, it wanted her. One night, I woke up standing in front of her apartment door. I have no idea how I got there. I don't even remember picking up the knife. but it was in my hand, and the whispers.
His voice breaks into a whisper, trembling with fear.
And the whispers. They were so loud. All I kept hearing was, "Do it. Do it." I fought it. God, I fought so hard. But it was like I wasn't in control anymore. When I came to my senses, she was...
He can't finish. The other patients look on, horrified, as Daniel wipes his face with shaking hands.
The mirror made me watch. Her reflection. It wouldn't let me look away.
He looks up, his eyes hollow and distant.
I smashed it to pieces after that. Took a hammer and shattered it into 1,000 shards. Buried them deep in the woods, thinking it would end there. But it didn't.
His voice becomes a whisper, filled with dread.
Every night, I see her. She's there, in the corner of my room, watching me. And sometimes, I still hear the tapping again.
The room is deathly silent. The flickering lights buzz louder as a faint rhythmic tapping echoes through the room. Dr. Monroe stiffens. The patients glance around nervously. Daniel's lips move silently, mouthing the words.
Do it.